what scared me most, being at night, because it was like 7 p.m. dark.
Going down the sketchiest alleyway right now. Oh.
The motherfucker starts following me. I'm good. Like, I'm gonna go to my room now. I yelled at him. I was like, I don't feel good. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my journey. I sold all my things, packed up my bags, and moved to Bali, and my experience with that. So, I have notes on my phone that I'm going to be looking at and probably just reading off for some of it. So, hopefully you enjoy. And if I'm looking down, it's because my monitor is right in front of me. So let's start with my journey. So I was 19, I took a gap year and started college in 2019. I had this dream of becoming a English teacher in Korea. I also wanted to be an exchange student my junior year of college. I thought I had everything planned and a way for me to succeed, but I was very depressed and I dropped out of college. Everything kept going downhill from there. While going through one of my depression episodes where I would lie in bed for weeks to months, I came across one of these videos called If Today Was My Last Day, and it's by Lost LeBlanc, is a creator that I have watched for years now and really enjoy all of his content. I've never related to a video so much in my entire life. Since I was 14, I've gone to multiple doctors, taken many different medications, and went to therapy. I tried eating better, exercising, making sure I was spending enough time with friends and family, but I was just never happy. Nothing helped. It was just a never-ending cycle of getting up, going to work, coming home, exercising, eating, repeat. Otherwise, I was just constantly waiting for the weekend, an extra day off, or calling in because I just could not pull myself out of bed. The only thing I really looked forward to was sleeping. Every day was exhausting. I kept waiting for it to get better, and it never did. I waited for a pay raise that would never come, to be able to find love and happiness, get a house, and build a home and have a family, and that's just wasn't in my cards for me, I guess. I hoped each and every day that I'd finally get a boyfriend, meet my person. I've watched all my friends' lives move forward, but mine has just always stayed frozen. Everybody around me, because I'm 26 years old, everyone around me has gotten a boyfriend, fallen in love, gotten an apartment, graduated from college, either gotten engaged, married, have kids, own a home. I've freaking sat here in my parents' basement or at my grandma's house or in an apartment I couldn't afford, and I haven't been happy anywhere. I'd constantly go back to that video all the time. I'd rewatch it. I always thought, why couldn't that be me? And then I was like, why don't I do that? Why don't I do this? And then I was like, I have nothing holding me back. There's nothing for me here. Why not? So, me at 21 decided I'm going to sell all my things. I'm going to get rid of my apartment. I'm going to move into my grandma's house and save a bunch of money, pay off all my student loans, because at this point I was $10,000 in debt for student loans, $5,000 in debt for a stupid car payment, and then I was also paying for my credit card debt. I spent 4 years saving money, putting 2 to 4 times the payments in to my car, my loan, and my credit card. It took me almost 4 years to pay off all my debt and save $4,000. I spent every day thinking about my journey, thinking about Bali. What am I going to do? Who am I going to meet? What am I going to do, like, with my life? Who am I going to become? Where I'm going to go? And I've never been so excited for what could possibly happen and what doors will open for me. I did so much research about my journey and I decided to go with Bali because it is the digital nomad hub of the entire world. It's the perfect place to go because the cost of living is so cheap there. I could stay at a villa for like 200 and some dollars a month. I can get street food for like a couple dollars and I could keep my costs low. I could budget to spend only $1,000 a month and that was all I needed. I like to do videos and post on the internet because I love content creation, so I was like maybe this could be it for me. Maybe I can make money through social media. But in the meantime, I was thinking I could sell photos to businesses like hotels and restaurants because I got this very nice Canon camera that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. This thing's probably worth, with all the lenses and gear I got, probably like $1,000, and I spent $400 on it. I'm a DJI girl through and through, but this camera can take such good photos. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Bali. I'm gonna get an Airbnb. I'm gonna try my best to contact as many Airbnbs, hotels, hostels, anything I can do to make any money or keep costs low and just even work at hostels, do a wolf program, wolfing, or world packers, like anything. Bali is also one of the most spiritual places in the world, and this is where I wanted to go to heal my soul because they have retreats that you can go on where you can literally go and they'll splash water on you and you literally scream and heal, and then there's like sound healing and just all these things. And I'm very spiritual like that, and I was like, this is it for me. Like, this is the most spiritual island in the world. This is where I need to go to like heal my soul because obviously what I've done in the past is not working. Was quitting my job. This is a job that I worked at for almost 3 years, and I've met so many incredible people, and I fell in love with so many kids that just stole my heart. But I knew that being a daycare worker was not what I wanted to do the rest of my life. It sure doesn't pay enough either, and I wanted more because I just have such a passion for content creation, and I love video editing, and I love photography and videography, just all of it. I love it so much, and I thought by being a digital nomad, like, this was my calling. The next step I did was booking my flight and my accommodation. So I decided to go with Delta just because I've flown with Delta before and I've always had a good experience with them. And I decided to go with Airbnb just because everybody says to go with Airbnb, and I was like, okay. So I booked accommodation in Kuta because it was like 14 minutes from the airport and my flight was 14 hours and then 8 hours. So I was like, oh my gosh, like if I'm gonna be sick and dizzy, I don't want to drive another 2 hours to Ubud in Bali, so I'll just go 14 minutes to Kuta. I splurged for a nicer Airbnb that was just down the road, so then I can have like 2 days just to chill, relax, and like get into the swing of things. And then the next like 2 days later, I would drive to Ubud from there, which is a 2-hour drive. The last step was literally selling all my things and saying goodbye to everybody and packing my shit and leaving. Like, I was out. My parents, I'm very grateful for them because they drove me all the way to the cities. I spent the night at my uncle's house and just spent time with my family before I left. I woke up and I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, I'm finally living my dream. Like, I'm ready to get my spark back. I just want to get my spark back. And I was so excited and scared at the same time. I'm gonna try not to cry. I woke up and got in my dad's car. Him and my mom drove me to the airport and they said goodbye. They gave me the hugs and then they left. And then I was like, I'm alone. Like, I'm alone for the first time ever in my life. And this was right after the government shutdown and the day before Thanksgiving. What do? I have nobody to follow. I have to trust in myself. Like, what the fuck? I'm just a girl. So I'm like, hey, bye family, love you. And I walk over to this desk. I was like, hi, like, is this where I check in? They're like, no. And I was like, oh, where do I go for that? Like, how do I like check my bag? They're like, upstairs. And I was like, oh, thank you. Airport people were not nice that day, which I understand. They weren't getting paid for like a whole month. And I like went up the escalator, found where I need to go. I asked this lady, I was like, hi, can you help me with like getting my my tags and everything and like checking in? And she was so nice. She helped me, but the machine would not register because I didn't get a flight home because I used, oh my god, what's this ticket? I'll put it right here because I can't remember the name of it, where you get a fake ticket basically. They'll put you on a flight for like $15 and they'll hold it for like 24 hours, so then you can go places. So you could go to countries that need a return flight home, but you don't have one because you don't know what you're gonna do. So that's what I did. So I did that, and then she couldn't figure it out on the thing, so she brought me to like the help desk and she helped me. And my suitcase, everyone was like, your suitcase is like 70 pounds. I didn't have to pay any fees, thankfully, but yeah, that bitch was heavy. It was this huge big suitcase, and then I had a backpack on my back and then a backpack on my front because it was like all my camera gear. So I was like, oh my gosh, I had a fanny pack. And so now after I got in and everything like was like good, I was like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom because I'm having a freaking panic attack. And I was like, okay, just breathe. So now I got my suitcase ready to go, and now I gotta go through security. I'm walking and I hear this huge big alarm. I'm like, ooh shit, somebody's in trouble. Bitch, it was me. I had my freaking rape alarm and it freaking went off, and it was so fucking loud, and it just went off like slightly, and it was like beep, 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 and I was like, oh my god. So I'm like, click, 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 click. I'm like, oh my god, it's not shutting off. I was like, look around. I was like, oh my god, somebody help me, somebody help me. Nobody help me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna rip it off and then stick it back on. And thankfully it shut off because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna shit my pants because this thing is so fucking loud. Should have used it later on, foreshadowing. So that happened, and then I finally like went through security and everything, and then I made it. I did it. Woo! Like I was so proud of myself. I'm gonna go treat myself to some snacks. So I bought some snacks, and then I made my way over to my gate, which I was like, damn, it's pretty easy finding. Like I was like, oh, I can navigate an airport. Like, what's that thing like? What's that? You know, that cool girl thing that I don't do because I'm not cool. I had an hour or so, probably two hours to actually like wait. So I was sitting there waiting, and then my cousin was FaceTiming me, and I was like, I can't speak in front of all these people. I was like, girl, I love you, but like I gotta go, I can't do this. Like I'm talking to myself and I look crazy, you know. So then that happened, and then I boarded my flight and I got seated. The lady helped me, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then I got in, and then there was a space next to me because I got the window because I paid extra for that because I wanted to, you know. So I was the window, and then the middle seat was open, and then the aisle, there was a guy sitting there, and he was whatever, he was chill. He didn't really talk to me, so I was like, I wasn't bothered by him. And the whole time I was like, ooh, I'm on the flight. And then we took off, and I was like, yes, I did this. Oh my god, I'm gonna live my life. I'm so excited, like, oh, like I was so happy. I'm watching all these movies, I'm eating this shitty airplane food, and I'm taking all the clips for just social media because I was like, yes, I'm gonna be a travel girl content creator. And then we landed, and because my first plane was delayed, I missed my flight to Bali, and I was like, what the do I do? I love South Korea. They are so organized, and they got their shit together, and I really love that about them. So they like gathered everyone together. They helped us to the help desk, and then they got us all hotel rooms, shuttles, food voucher. So they're very accommodating, and then they rebooked our flight to Bali as well. So I met these two girls that were standing in front of me, and she was recording, this one girl, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, are you vlogging? She's like, yeah, I am. I was like, do you have a YouTube? Like, let me follow you. And like I was chatting with them, and then they're like, yeah, like we're stranded here. And we're like, what? And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is the first time I've ever solo traveled, blah blah blah. Like, I'm spiraling, and these two girls are like, girl, we got you, we'll take care of you. And I was like, oh my god, I love you. Like, I'm so beyond thankful for you. Like, I still talk to them every once in a while, and like we still comment on each other's stuff. So like, you know, great people, love them. They're like my savior. And we also met this other solo traveler who he was also going to Bali, and we'd like catch up with him from time to time, but he went and did his own thing because he was just gonna go to Seoul. And so the girls and I, we tried getting on the shuttle, but we kept missing the freaking shuttle, and we're like, where is it at? And like we kept missing the time because we got lost in the airport. We couldn't find anything. We're like, hey, we don't have our bags, so we only have our carry-on. Thank God for my mother, who is like, make sure you pack stuff because if you miss your flight and you get stuck somewhere, you have jammies, underwear, socks, like whatever you need. And I was like, yeah. Thank you, Mom. I got stranded with the girls, and then we just ended up taking a taxi to the hotel because we just could not figure out the damn shuttle. And so we got there, we had dinner together, and then I got back to my room, and I was like, woo, like I'm in South Korea. Like I was so excited, and everything hit me, which you'll see in this clip now. Well, it's 6 in the morning, and I've been crying. I'm having a really hard time. I just want to show you the raw footage of what this is like, because I feel like on the internet people make being a digital nomad look a lot more aesthetic than it actually is. I don't know,
barely slept last night. I've been having anxiety attacks and my heart won't stop pounding. I don't know if it's because the plans didn't go how I want them to, or because I just regret doing this now. But I still think it's something I need to do. But I might go home a little earlier. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be a failure. And I just want to be happy. But sometimes it's so freaking hard to. Because I just feel like I'm not happy anywhere. I know by traveling my problems aren't going to go away. But I just want to heal and grow as a person. Just be the best version I can be. But I'm very grateful I met those two girls. They took me in and they're helping me a lot, so I'm very grateful for them. But yeah, this is how I'm feeling right now.
So after that, I took a shower. I put myself together the most I could and forced myself to eat because I was like, I'm having another 8-hour flight and I have such a long travel day. I need to prepare myself. So I did that. I got breakfast with the girls, and then we got on the shuttle back to the Incheon airport. The girls I was with, they thought we were in freaking North Korea. We're not in North Korea, we're in South Korea. They don't like us there. So we would not have been there. The girls, they kept crossing the street without freaking the sign being green to say that you can walk, and the poor old ajimas, and hopefully I'm saying that right, these elder Korean ladies were like, no, because they were crossing the street. They're like, 안녕. I believe that's how you say it, 안녕. And I go, sorry, we're American, because I'm such a goody two-shoes. I'm not going to cross the street without the sign saying go. Like laughing at me. They're like, oh, America, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. We made it inside. We had to go through security again, and there was like somebody famous there. I don't know who it was, but there was like these girls like in a group like chanting, but they were like chanting so silently, and they had their phone on, like they're like taking pictures, and they're like like screaming like that, and they're like not loud or anything, but they were kind of like pushing and shoving it, and we're trying to get by, and I'm like, what the hell? And this guy walked by me, and he had a mask on, sunglasses, and a hood. I don't know who this was, but somebody famous, I guess. And I was asking the girls, I was like, hey, who is that? I want to know, like, is it someone famous? Is it somebody I know? Like, is it BTS? Is it Jackson Wang? Like, who is it? And because if it was, I'd be like, ah! But the girl just like smiled. She's like, huh? Oh, uh-huh. And I was like, girl, who is it? And I was like, whatever, I have to go because it's my turn to go through the scanners. And the person just ran away right after that with like security guard. They just like ran, and I was like, they're gone. And I was like, I didn't even get a chance to see who it was. So that was disappointing, but I guess I saw somebody famous. Who knows? And then we made it to our gate, and we boarded the flight, and everything was like going good until I was on the flight, and I started feeling sick. And that's when like everything started going downhill from there. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to try to sleep because it's 8 hours. And I'm sitting there, and they're serving us food, but I did not like any of the food they gave us. So I ate like just the dessert. And I drank as much water, and I drank Coke because I didn't want my blood sugar to go down, because normally I'm a Coke Zero girl, but I was like, I need the sugar. Speaking of Coke, ooh yeah, I need a sip. Yep, she hits. So then I was just like trying to prepare myself, because I was like, okay, this is gonna suck getting there. And when we finally landed, I was sitting in my seat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so dizzy, like I'm gonna pass out. I felt so sick, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do? Because the two girls were waiting for me, and they had their friends there too that were arriving, so they were gonna go through like customs and immigration and whatever. And I was like, oh shit, so I need to like get up and grab my shit. And I'm one of those people, like, if I'm feeling sick, I'm not going to tell you, because I do not want to inconvenience anybody. And I was shaking, I didn't feel good. I was like, okay, I need to sit down. And one of my friends that I met, she goes, you okay? And I was like, hey, if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I don't feel good. She goes, girl, like, she's like, let me take your bag. So she took my bag and she gave me her little rolling suitcase. So I was rolling her suitcase and she was carrying my big bag. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, are you sure? Like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Are you sure? She goes, yes. Like, you're fine. Like, you're making it through this. And I was like, oh my God, you are my life savior. Like, I love you so much. So much. We made it through and then we met up with, the other guy who was solo traveling. I don't want to say anybody's names just because I don't want to be like rude. So we met up with him and he's like, hey, like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I do not feel good. And this is like when we made it out past the gates. So this is like with all the taxis and everything, and people are trying to like be like, hey, like, you need a ride? I had my freaking huge suitcase, my 2 bags, and I was separating from the girls and he was going the same way I was because they were going to a villa with their friends in a shuttle, so they had like a whole driver, and he was getting a Gojek or a Grab, and he's like, well, come with me, like we'll get you one together. And I was like, no, like I can't even carry stuff. So I stopped at this taxi place and I was like, hey, how much is a taxi ride? And they're like 30 USD, but then they also taxi, so I think I ended up paying $40 for a 14-minute taxi. But at that point I didn't care because I was like, I'm gonna pass out or I'm gonna throw up. I felt so sick. And they grabbed my shit and they carried it and pushed it all the way through the airport. And they turned the AC on, thankfully. And I bought a water just before that. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here and just relax. He gets to the place and he can't get the car down the street because it's like so tight. And so he's like, he drops me off. He goes, okay, go down the street. That's where you are. And I'm like, you're not gonna like walk me? Because I arrived at night instead of during the daytime. So this is what scared me most, being at night, because it was like 7 p.m. dark, and I had to literally grab all my shit, carry it, and go down, and he freaking left me.
I'm going down the sketchiest alleyway right now. Oh my God. My driver left me and I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
So that happened, and then I got to the hotel, it was like a hotel Airbnb, and I got there and there's nobody at the front desk. Walked out to like where the pool was, and there was this girl sitting on this guy's lap and they're smoking a cigarette, and then there's this other guy in the background smoking a cigarette, and I was like, what the fuck ever? Honestly, I fucking need one at that point. I was like, hi, like, do you know like where the office people are? Like, I need to check in. And they're like, this little girl like hops off this guy's lap, goes to the front desk, and then she literally just walks behind it, goes to the office, and the guy was sleeping. I was like, it's 7 p.m. and you're sleeping. You're supposed to be working, dude. And I was like, hi, like, I need to check in. He goes, check in? I was like, yeah, I need to check in for Airbnb for Emily. And I said my last name, and he goes, check in? And I was like, I showed him the messages, check in. And he goes, up. There's no fucking elevator either, and he didn't give me the key. The key was literally taped onto the door with fucking cardboard, keep in mind. So I'm getting up there, I'm dragging my stuff up these tiny stairs, like they were so tiny, and then I feel somebody like grab the back of my suitcase, and then this Australian accent, and he goes,
oh, you need some help with that?
so he grabs my suitcase and then he starts fucking complaining. He's like,
That's like gotta be over 25 kilo.
and I was like, I don't know what the 25 kilo is. I was like, it was like just under 50 pounds. He's like,
It's 25 kilo or more than that.
and I was like, I don't know what 25 kilo is. And he's like going off.
He's like, yeah, like I'm like Australian, German, la 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 la. Where are you from?
I was like, I'm from America. And he's like,
Oh, you're from America.
and I was like, oh my God, bro. So I was like, okay, like, thank you. Like, he helped me with my suitcase. So I ended up carrying the bottom because he said it was so freaking heavy. So he carried the top. So I was like, whatever, I don't care. And I had 2 fucking backpacks on. And I'm getting up there and I'm like, okay, so I'm on my floor. So I grab it and I was like, oh, like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I start walking away. The motherfucker starts following me. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to go to my room now. I don't even remember his name or anything or like what he looks like. I just remember he's like tall, blonde, older dude. And, he like keeps following me. He's like,
You can come downstairs. Like, come swim with me. Come swim with me. Come swim with me.
I was like, no, I don't want to go downstairs. I don't feel good. Like,
Why you don't feel good?
I was like, because I was just on a flight. Like, I was just on a flight. I got stranded in Korea. I don't feel good. I need to lay down. And he goes,
Like, will you gonna come? Like, how many days are you gonna be here? Like, let's go. Like, come swim with me. Come swim with me. Come do something.
I was like, no, I don't feel good. And he followed me all the way down the hall. I took a turn. He can follow me there. And then to my door and yelled at him. I was like, I don't feel good. I'm going to throw up. Like, I was like, yell at this guy. And I was like, I don't feel good. Like, I literally went like that because I was like, I had no patience. I had no sleep. I did not feel good. And had to yell at this man to stop following me. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, I get it. I appreciate you carrying my suitcase, but carrying up my suitcase doesn't give you the right to follow me, ask me all these questions, try to get me to hang out with you when I've specifically said, I don't feel good, I need to lay down. I get to my room and I'm like, the keys literally taped on there with like, so it's like cardboard and then like duct tape. And then I was like, oh my God, people can know I'm in this room because the key is out. So I'm like, I can open it. I get in there. It reeks, bro. It reeks. There's light bulbs hanging off the walls. The bed sheets, I don't think they were ever washed, if I'm being honest, because they stunk. And the toilet was disgusting. The shower like didn't work. Thankfully there was some AC, but the door was like one of those turn door handles, like you had to like, you know, turn it, not like a twist. So I was so scared. I had to, because I kept hearing noises by my room, like people shuffling, like men shuffling by my room. So I'm like, oh my God. So I put I put a chair underneath the door handle, so if somebody does try to break in, like they can't turn it. I was so fucking scared. I have PTSD from having a stalker when I was in high school, and having that man follow me fucking triggered me so bad, and I had a panic attack, and I started crying and crying and crying, and I literally cried myself to sleep. And then I woke up the next day and I did not feel safe whatsoever, and I was like, I need to fucking book a flight home, because I've never felt that much fear in my life of being so scared for myself, because I honestly thought I was gonna get assaulted, and I was not about to let that ever happen to me again. And that shit just fucked me up. And I don't know if it's because I have PTSD, so like it just like made me like in a different headspace, so I wasn't like thinking clearly, but I was in fight or flight or freeze. And at that moment I was frozen. I was terrified to leave my room. All I had was water, and I didn't eat anything for hours before this because I didn't feel good on the flight. It was 5 a.m, and I was messaging my other Airbnb host because he said he could come pick me up. And I was like, hey, like, is there any chance you can pick me up now? Like, is there any chance? Because I'd do anything to get out of that situation. And that day that I was supposed to check in is one of their spiritual holidays where they like give gifts to the ones who have passed. And he goes, I can't pick you up until like after 12. And I was like, there's no way I'm staying here that long. So I go, oh, that's okay, it's okay, like I will get a Gojek driver. So I ordered a Gojek, and I carried all my shit down, and my Gojek driver, of course, oh, I can't find you. And I was like, oh my gosh, sir, I was like, can you park on the street and then come get me, because I cannot carry this luggage down. And so he did. And then as we're walking back, he goes, you want to go offline? And I was like, no, because I did my research on Bali, and they like to do this because they want to get more money or just have the money for themselves. And I was like, no, like, because I don't have any cash. I was like, I can't pay you unless it's online, sir. And then it has my fucking location and everything, and I'm not canceling the trip, you know, because just in case, because it's a fucking man. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. Like, you know, you don't know, and you got to be safe. So like, no, like go through the app. And so he drove me and whatever. We listened to Maroon 5 for fucking 2 hours on repeat, same songs over and over and over. So I'm like, oh, looking out the window, everybody's in these pretty dresses, and it's like all the women in one area, and then the next we go to the men. And keep in mind, we have to go down this freaking tiny ass street, so like there's people just like pressed up against the window, like right by the glass. And I'm looking out, and I'm seeing these men like sacrificing chickens on the side of the road, and I was like, oh my God. And I have such like a fear of blood. Ugh. Yeah. And there was a chicken right next to the window, and this guy's holding it up, and there's just blood going down him, and they're like wearing white shirts, and they got blood all over them. I'm like, okay, that's your culture, I don't care, like, you do you. I'm not judging you, but I was like, I'm gonna die. I fucking can't. I don't do bloody chickens, and I just felt terrible for the I don't like seeing blood. So then I finally made it to my Airbnb, and my host was so nice. He was literally the best, and he brought all my shit upstairs for me too, which was like a solid. I was like, thank God. And then they had a restaurant there that I believe his wife worked at. I went there after I like showered and everything, and you can literally just watch the whole video. I'll link the video either here or up here and in this description for you just to watch the actual videos of it and whatnot. So like, yeah, I ate food and went to bed and cried and talked to my friends and family. So basically for my first full day in Ubud in Bali, I spent it trying to sleep because I didn't get any rest the last like 2 or 3 days. So I was just trying to sleep and eat food and whatnot. And then I decided I'm going home because I can't do this because I'm a puss, and I was fucking scared and I wanted my mom.
My phone also stopped working. It started deleting my contacts. Wouldn't let me into my bank or Delta app. Also started glitching and freezing. And wouldn't connect to my eSIM.
I decided to book my flight back with the girls that I traveled there with. They were leaving a few days later, so I was like, okay, cool, like I'll stick it out. And I wanted to just honestly spend it in my hotel room and not go out and do anything because I was so scared and traumatized. But I was like, okay, don't be a little bitch. Plan a tour with your host. So that's what I did. I planned a tour, and I got a massage from his massage lady there, and she was this really sweet old lady. Woke up early the next day and I went to the Bali swings. I got to go see some elephants, rice fields, and go to a waterfall. You can literally watch the whole video here just to actually see it, and that was fun. And that night I was supposed to leave with my friends, so I go and meet my friends because it's a red eye, so the flight was at like 12:50 at night, or in the morning, so a.m. So I got to the airport at like 9, and I was like, girl, I'm such a pro going through this airport. Like, I went through security, everything, did great, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get me a sandwich. I got the most questionable sandwich ever, but that was okay, go watch the video. And I made it, and then I met my friends, and then we went to South Korea, and we had a 12-hour layover, so we got to go explore Korea, and we went to the famous like underground mall, and we couldn't find it at first, and my friends were like asking, do you know what the shopping mall is? And I'm like over here thinking, I don't think that's what they call it in South Korea. So I was like, oh, ask them from the shopping center. So they're like, oh, shopping center, yeah. And they like pointed us the way, and I was like, oh, thank you guys, you're so sweet. I love my Koreans. And also, Korea smells amazing. It's like the cleanest place I've ever been in my entire life. Like, keep in mind, I live in America. I've been to France, London, Jamaica, Bali, like now South Korea, and South Korea is my favorite country by far. Like, I love South Korea, and I will definitely go again. So we did that. We went to the mall, did some shopping, and then my friend got really sick, so we like left, and she was throwing up. I felt so bad for her, so we were trying to take care of her and like get her through like the flight back, because we had another flight from South Korea back to Minnesota. So we did that, and then I made it back home, and my mom and my uncle picked me up. And keep in mind, with the time difference, okay, I had 2 December 2nds. And I was like, yo, what day is it when I got back here? I was like, man, I already lived December 2nd. Like, what is this? So I had 2 of them. And my mom was making fun of me and everything, and I remember when I was finally back at my uncle's, and I was like, hey, I need to take a bath. I need to wash this off, because I could not stand the scent of Bali, because it was just triggering me, like everything, all my clothes, my blanket. And I had a Hayden Christensen blanket that I literally wrapped myself around that my grandma gave me for Christmas, and that was like the only thing that made me feel safe this entire fucking trip. Next day, we took off from my uncle's from the cities back home, and we're sitting there, and it's fucking cold as balls out, and we get gas, and we're driving, and Summer of '69 song came on, and I just had my sunglasses on. I just started fucking crying, because I was just like, oh my god, like, I'm such a fucking failure. Like, I felt like the biggest loser of all. And then I made it home, and my dad was crying, and he was hugging me. He was so happy I was home, and now I live in my parents' fucking basement. Now it is currently February, and if I'm being honest, I've been struggling the last few months. The first month was rough. I took December off because I could not mentally handle anything. Because this trip, everything, my journey was gone. Everything, the last almost 5 years that I planned has gone to shit. When I got there and everything happened, my mind never crossed that if it didn't work out. That was never a fucking thought in my head. If it didn't work out, if I didn't like it, if something were to happen, like, that never crossed my mind. And failure wasn't a thing. Failure wasn't a thing for me. I did so much planning, so much research, and I thought I did everything right. And to have your dreams in your hand, and what really made me upset with myself is that I had everything in my hands. I had it, but I didn't grab onto it. I didn't grab onto it. I let go when things got hard, and I just let it go. So it just makes myself really mad at myself, because that was my dream. Now I have fucking nothing. I'm just a fucking loser again, and I'm at my old job, and I go there every day pretending that I'm happy, and I'm not fucking happy. I'm not happy anywhere, and I don't know what to do about that. So, I'm almost 26 now. I've wasted all my 20s so far, and I'm still fucking lost. So, I don't know what to do. Coming back home was just hard because I was living with my grandma at the time, and when I came back, and I can't even go to that house. I can't go see her, and I just get like a ping in my chest because I don't want to go. For Christmas, I couldn't even go to my grandma's for Christmas because I didn't want to see that house. I didn't want to see my room that doesn't have my stuff in it. Because I don't have a home. And that really sucks. Yeah, I live in my parents' basement, but I don't have any place to call my own. And I miss Christmas. I refused to go to Christmas because I didn't want to go back to that house, and because I felt like seeing it and being there was like the ultimate like defeat. Like that's like, yeah, I really failed because I'm back home, but now I don't have a home. Talking about it, nobody's really asked me about what happened, and it just makes me feel like such a loser and a failure, and I don't want to be a failure. That's the last thing I want. Now that I'm home, everybody's happy and everyone's content that I'm here, but like everyone's so happy that they have me here, but I'm not happy, and they all know that. So that like breaks my heart. Because I felt like more people cared when I was gone and not there for them to do things for them and just be there. But now that I am here, nobody cares about how I feel. Like I am probably at the worst mental state that I've been in for years, like in years. The last time was probably like when I was 20. And I had all this terrible shit happen to me from like 14 to 20, and that was the worst. I did not want to live, and now I'm at that point now, and I just need to find a new dream, I guess. I don't want to completely give up on my dream, so I just want to travel. I want to make content. I want to have fun. I love editing. I love filming. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. And travel just brings something to my heart. Like, it makes me feel alive, because this bullshit of doing everything like over and over again every fucking day, waiting for the weekend, I don't want that. I don't want to wait till I'm like 50 or 60 to start living and traveling. Like, I don't have anything for me right now, so what's the point to look forward to when I'm older either? I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm still pretty traumatized with that journey I had. Thankfully I'm not having many nightmares anymore about it, just how everything happened. But I don't want to give up on my dream to travel and create content. I don't know where my life is going to take me, but I hope it's somewhere good and hopefully warm. But that was my journey, and I know it's probably not what everyone was expecting. Sure shit wasn't what I was expecting, and that's what I was trying to do in Bali. I was trying to find myself, and obviously that didn't work, so maybe I need to find myself here. But if you want to follow along and see with me, subscribe down below. Follow me as I try to figure out my life journey and what purpose that I have in this world is. It's not my usual content, yeah, but this is just a big piece of me and who I am as a person and experiences that I've had. So yes, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and definitely subscribe. Bye guys.